Happy Sunday fun day to the entire Crypto News Alerts fam. Welcome to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest Bitcoin technical analysis. We were only $250 shy of tapping 45 G's, baby. Also, I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 things to watch out for before, during, and after Bitcoin's upcoming halving, scheduled to take place in April of 2024, only 4 months out. Let's go. Also, Vaneck, a major asset manager, unveils 15 cryptocurrency predictions, including regarding their spot Bitcoin ETF approval, US recession, as well as Bitcoin's historic rally. We're also going to be discussing El Salvador launching their new Freedom Visa for high net worth individuals who can pay $1 million in Bitcoin or USDT. But good news, there is a life hack which Max Keiser shared and how you could take advantage of this for as little as $90 per year to tap into living in El Salvador. I'll be sharing this with you. We're also going to be discussing 3 possible Bitcoin bull run scenarios according to ex-Goldman Sachs executive and the macro guru, Raoul Pal. And I'll give you a hint, it's in multiple 6-figure territory. So let's freaking go. I'm also going to be sharing the latest from Max Keiser predicting the Bitcoin price will hit $375,000 per coin. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. Welcome to the entire Crypto News Alerts fam. Happy Sunday fun day. Let's get it. Good to see you, Peter. What it do, family? Let me know if the stream is loud and clear and smooth. I appreciate that. Myra Ferris, welcome. Appreciate ya. Bitcoin Maximus, good afternoon, family. Howard Black, how's everyone weekend going thus far? Yeah, I mean, the sideways trading action we've had thus far over the weekend tells us a break is incoming, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. We'll soon find out, but I think we're about to break soon before Monday. What are your thoughts, fam? Myra says, I am too naive to be living in the world. Is so many scammers. I need to hire a bodyguard, I guess. Wouldn't be a bad idea, especially as you continue stacking them sats. We'll be living in a citadel with numerous bodyguards to protect us. Loud and clear. Shout out Knox Bill. I appreciate that, family. Cute cat. Says clear. Thank you. Welcome, Make Money. What it do, George? Is perfect, JB, as always. Love to hear it. Thank you, JB, for the feedback. Old Geezer Vet in the house. Shout out to Old Geezer. Mo. Welcome, Mo. Appreciate you, buddy. Looking forward to 50 G's by Christmas. That's a hell of a target. Do you think we're likely to smash that? I hope you're right. I would love to see that myself. I think that'd be a very Merry Christmas. You know what I mean? Welcome, Maximus. Welcome, Digital Dankness. Shout out to the Coin Father, Streamlabs, all of our moderators. How's everyone's weekend going thus far? Yeah, let me know. Shout out to Nipsey, the official mascot of the show, right behind you, as you can see in the background there. Bring up the good news. You got it. You're going to have a jam-packed session for today. We got a lot of news to share, technical analysis, you name it. Satwise Jenks in the building. Welcome, Satwise. How you been, brother? Let me know. I appreciate you. And what we're going to do is kick this baby off. If you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day. Just like this, it'll help us get to our goal of 100,000 subs. And also be sure to smash the like and hit the bell icon to turn on all notifications to receive these daily crypto news alerts every single day, 7 days a week, including weekends, just like this. And let's get this mofo lit, just like that Christmas tree you see on your screen. Today is pod episode number 1487. I'm your host, JV, and today is December 10th, 2023. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. We got Bitcoin currently correcting, but maintaining above 43.9. And it's interesting because for the past 48 hours, we kind of been stuck in the range of 43.8 to 44,000. And every time we hit 44, we correct back down another $100 or $200. Hence why I'm anticipating a break here soon. We have Ether maintaining above 2,300. I think overall this is good that it's maintaining and not pulling back any further. We got BNB, Cardano, and Doge pumping and in the green, but barely. Very modest gains on the day. Zooming out for the weekly to get a broader perspective. Bitcoin now up over 11% on the week. Ether up 9%. Solana up 16%. Cardano leading the pack up 60% virtually. I should say 51%. And Doge up 18%. And zooming out on the monthly, we got Bitcoin now up 20% on the month, Ether up 11%, Solana 62%, Doge 38%, and Cardano again leading the pack, up 62.4%, with BNB and XRP correcting on the monthly. Bless you, Nipsey. Sneezing in the background there. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sits just above 1.64 trillion. The other day it was 1.65, so we're still hanging out up there. The all-time high is roughly 3 trillion. Shout out to Will Stop Sun versus Guru for gifting a member a paid membership to the channel. So Jay Bravo, you have been blessed. Thank Will for that one. You guys are amazing, the most generous giving community I have ever witnessed, so salute. And we have the 24-hour volume sitting at 65 billion, with the Bitcoin dominance at 52.4% and the Ether dominance at 17.2%. And checking out crypto bubbles, but actually let's go back to the coin market cap and see the top gainers in the top 100 in the past 24 hours. BitTorrent has been making major moves, up 40% on the day, 180% on the week. What's going on there? Anyone have any insights? Let me know. Terra's up 15%, and FTT, the scam token of the FTX exchange, up 14%. And checking out the crypto bubbles, oh my God, OKT is up 125%. What's going on there? This is the daily. So yeah, some of these alts are ripping right now. We got BitTorrent up 40%, Elron up 11%, Synthetics up 13%, FTT 15%, and HNT up roughly 13%. Which altcoins are you guys most bullish on for this bull run? Please do let me know. Don't be shy, as this is a live and interactive show. Also, please let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm broadcasting live from Puerto Rico, as we do here each and every day. So yeah, massive gains on the weekly. We got this new meme coin that looks like the Dogecoin logo with that dog, up 153%. BTT up 178 and OKT up 142. And let's zoom out on the monthly. Good Lord. Many of these alts are up multiple hundreds of percent, including Bonk up 444%, Celestia up over 200%, Luna Classic 176%, HNT 174%, BTT 181, Ordi 157, Beam 189, AVAX 169. Everything is ultimately crushing and killing it right now in the market. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated as 74 in greed. Yesterday a 73, same as last week in greed, and last month a 70. So there you freaking have it. Where do you think the Bitcoin price action is likely to take us this holiday month of December? By the time of Christmas, where do you think we'll hit our cycle peak? Do let me know, family. Shout out to the Fox, Yaheem Stone. Appreciate you, brother. It was good seeing you guys. Also on we did a 13-hour live stream, which we finished this morning. It started midnight last night, Puerto Rico time, and we went and streamed until about 1 p.m. This time, just a few hours ago. So if you were on that 12-hour pump watch, do let me know. If we break out back above 44.3-ish, then we'll do another pump watch this evening. I think Monday a major move is going to happen. Hopefully it's to the upside. What do you guys think? The local high now for the year is 44,750, which we hit on Coinbase just the other day. And we're looking to break that, hit 45, and continue marching up, entering 2024. What up, Jeff Rhodes? Checking in from Texas. Appreciate you, brother. Passive, welcome. Bonk is going bonkers. For real, for real. They chose the right name on that one. Kevin, welcome from Shaw Town. Can you say Shaw City? Salute, Maximus. Right on, guys. Don't get trapped with those meme coins, says George. Yeah, be careful on that. A lot of you guys will buy at the top. It has pumped tremendously. Good morning, brother. Bitcoin is doing its Bitcoin thing, as always, Rachel. Good morning, family. Appreciate you tuning in. Michigan in the building. Waterford, welcome, Yaheem. Let's freaking go, says Raymond. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to the entire HODL gang, which is our paid membership on the channel. Notice all of you guys with the blue star next to your name. That means you're a paid member, so massive congratulations, as the majority of all the comments are paid members, and I respect that. Go Cardano, says Ron Peffer. 53,000. Christmas Day, send it. Let's go. Shout outs from the UK. Jermaine says, good to see the Bitcoin price strong. Here's to the upcoming super cycle. Amen. 57 new year. Bring it. Let's go. I was on the pump watch for the last 5 minutes. I appreciate you tuning into the live pump watch. They're always fun. We got some really cool stuff over on TradingView with the charts. We now have the premier membership. We got all the indicators lined up. All the good stuff, so it's fun. Jermaine, welcome from the UK family. HODL Life in the building. Yeah, let's go. Craig from the Space Bum, pay to win. You got to do what you got to do. No free rides on Bitcoin. You got to stack your sats before the rest of the world does. There's very limited supply. You know what I mean? Finite limited supply, mass scarcity, massive demand heading into 2024. ETF approval less than a month away. Actually, 1 month from today is the deadline, January 10th. Right now it's December 10th. So 1 month, we're going to get more than likely the approval of the spot ETF. There's a collection of 13 of them which can be approved simultaneously at the same time. This is going to usher in massive institutional adoption. And then 3 months following the ETF approval, we're going to see the Bitcoin halving. Those two are the biggest catalysts we can potentially look forward to, because it's going to send the Bitcoin price pumping, potentially adding another zero to the end of that price action, which we tend to do every cycle, which would take us to what, roughly 444,000 per coin. Let me know if you can see that happening this cycle peak. 67 or bust for Christmas. Send it off the wall. I love it. Yes, S. Welcome. What up? What up, Flat Earth fam? I love it. Yo, what up, Jersey Bean? Good evening from Jersey, UK. Before BlackRock takes it all, that's right. BlackRock and the major asset managers are coming for your Bitcoin and Ether. So protect it. Like Wu said, protect your neck, kid. Keith, think about everyone who has been holding for 10 years dumping after April. Not a chance. If people have been holding for 10 years, they're not dumping after April, family. The long-term hodlers hit an all-time high, FYI, by the way. Hold Bitcoin forever. Now we're talking, not just after the halving. Now you're speaking my language. Marcelo, what it do? Appreciate you guys. Bitcoin likes, there is no end. Keep it up. Marcelo, appreciate your support. Glenn, smash the like. Love your content. Thank you, Glenn. Appreciate you. JB just received my show alert from YouTube 10 minutes after the show. That's why Rumble. Yeah, thank you. We stream simultaneous on both YouTube and Rumble at the same time. That's part of the reason. YouTube be tripping sometimes. It's not going over 150, says Keith. 443 is possible, says Serge. Let's go, says Joe. We should all be so thankful to be alive at this point. That's right. I say count your blessings. Every day above Earth is a beautiful day. You know what I mean? I am selling during the rate cut, says Berserk. What are you selling? Do the math and you tell me how much money would it take for the cap of Bitcoin to hit 400,000. I grow, so any number Max says as a prediction is a YouTube title name. Pretty much, I cover all the predictions of Max Keiser, as I have been since we started this pod. I'm a big fan. You know what I mean? I was orange pilled by Andreas Antonopoulos. Then I started tuning into the Keiser Report. I am super grateful and humble to Max Keiser and Stacy Herbert. They're responsible for creating more Bitcoin millionaires on this planet than anyone else, besides maybe Satoshi and the creator of Bitcoin. So I have a lot of respect for them. Max and Stacy are up over 20 million% on their Bitcoin investment in 2011. The same year, they told everyone via the Keiser Report that this is the story of the century, that Bitcoin is the future. You know what I mean? It's the currency of the resistance, and everything he has been preaching has come into fruition. Now the man's sitting on 20 million% gains, so you already know. Much respect to the high priest. Happy Sunday, bud. Church is in session. Let's get it. Hey, I made it live. Bitcoin, go miners. Kicking it. Appreciate you, Nate. What it do, brother? Hope everyone's weekend is going fantastic. We got over 400 people here in the live chat. I appreciate all the support. Let's get those likes up. We greatly appreciate it. As we kick into our Bitcoin technical analysis, we're going to check out the charts where the Bitcoin price action is likely to take us next. Let's go. The S&P index, the SPX, achieved its highest close of the year last week. Bitcoin also hit a new 52-week high, which is now sitting at just shy of 55,000, indicating that risky assets remain strong going into the final few days of the year. Let's go. Some analysts believe Bitcoin is done with its rally in the short term and may roll over. However, popular analyst Matthew Hyland cautioned in a post that a drop in the Bitcoin dominance below 51.8% could signal that the uptrend has ended, along with likely a top to be put in. Usually the first leg of the rally of the new bull market is driven by the leaders, but after a significant move, profit bookings set in and traders start to look for alternative opportunities like we're witnessing right now with the altcoins. Could Bitcoin continue its move up and hit 48,000 in the next few days? Well, let's discuss some of the top things to pay attention to this week. First and foremost, a little Bitcoin TA. You're looking at the Bitcoin daily chart. Bitcoin's been consolidating in a tight range near the minor resistance, currently at 44.6 47, which is roughly the all-time high for the past 52 weeks, indicating the bulls are not rushing to exit as they anticipate another leg higher. I think if we break 44.5, we're likely to hit 46 next, so that's the target I got my eyes on, fam. Now, the upsloping moving averages as well as the RSI in the overbought zone indicates that the bulls remain in command. If the price turns up from the current levels and rises above 44.7, it will signal the resumption of this uptrend, with the Bitcoin price target hitting 48,000, which I can't wait. I think that is likely here soon this week. Let me know your thoughts. Conversely, if the price plunges below 42.8, then we may slump to the 20-day exponential moving average, which is sitting just above 40,600. This is a crucial level to keep an eye on because a bounce off of it will suggest the uptrend remains intact, but a tumble below it will indicate the start of a deeper correction towards the 50-day simple moving average, all the way down to 37,152, which you can see here in the Bitcoin 4-hour chart, which shows that the bulls are trying to sustain the price above the 20-day exponential moving average. If they can pull it off, Bitcoin may rally above 44.7, and the move up can then surge to 48, which is likely to act as a formidable resistance. However, if the price lies below the 20 EMA, it suggests profit booking by the short-term traders. Bitcoin can fall to the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level, sitting just shy of 42,000, and later to the 50% retracement level of 41,100. Now, we're going to skip some of the altcoin analysis, but you can see Uniswap right here. They also break down some of the others, Optimism, etc., etc. I actually wanted to read you this tweet from Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock-to-flow model. He wrote, Bitcoin has better risk-adjusted returns than all other assets. 10% Bitcoin, 90% cash allocation has bond-like risk, and talking about FAANG like returns. Bitcoin is an absolute game changer. Note the chart is a 2023 update from the 2021 chart, including the 2022 crash and NVDIA. Bitcoin starts January of 2012 at $5. Now, this chart shows you Bitcoin has a better risk-adjusted return than all the other major assets. And if we click on this here, you can see comparing Bitcoin to classic investment access, such as Treasury bonds, gold, and the S&P, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, Tesla, clearly outperforming all of them. And it will continue as Bitcoin is the apex predator, you know what I mean? And shout out to Plan B. The stock to flow model is ultimately telling us we're likely to see the Bitcoin price action hovering between $100,000 and $1 million per coin post 2024 halving. Keeping in mind the halving of April in 2024 is only 4 months out. I know that's a wide price range, but that's where we're likely to go. Stock to flow has been the most historically accurate price prediction model until the last cycle, because we saw some black swans throw it off, but I still think a lot of the targets are on tact. I think they were just wrong on the particular year. I do think we see $100,000 plus Bitcoin price in 2024, but let me know your thoughts personally, crypto fam, and I'll read some of these thoughts out loud. Keith Green says trillion, send it. 8.4 trillion from where, says Keith Green. What are you referring to, big dog? Trillion, dog? Nah. Australia doesn't sleep. Shout out to all my Aussies out there. You're in Australia too, right, Will? We got a lot of Aussies. I love it. What is good, JV? Must have mustache. Love it. Welcome, fam. Emilio, what up? Did you ever sleep? I did. I got 8 hours sleep. I'm not complaining. I went to bed at 3 a.m. We were doing the pump watch, and I kept the pump watch streaming all night. We woke up, I hopped back on for like an hour or so, and we had a 13-hour stream, and then we had to end the stream so I can prep for today's podcast, which is where we're at right now. It takes me roughly 3 hours to get all the news and everything ready so I could bada boom, bada bing, hit this with you every day. Hits from those hopium bong, as we do. Keith Green, 400K market cap. Send it, Keith. 46.48 within the week, more than possible. $1 trillion Bitcoin, let's go. We have some $1 billion predictions. I've never heard the $1 trillion price prediction, but Michael Saylor predicts, what do you say, 25 trillion market cap? Easy peasy. But if we tackled the total addressable market and 40% of all the wealth in the world went into Bitcoin, we can have, according to Saylor, I think he said a $200 to $300 trillion market cap. That's if everybody understood the true value proposition of Bitcoin, which we all know not everyone is always going to see it and get it because they're not tuned into the pod. Vandeck predicts that Bitcoin could see an explosive growth, 961% from the current value, potentially reaching as high as 400,000. That's pretty much my bullish scenario. My price range for the cycle, for the bull, is between 222,000, 220 being Max Keiser's short-term target, and then as high as 500. So 400 is right in alignment if we hit a super cycle, in my opinion. So I think that can turn into fruition, but we shall see. Digital Duke, what it do, Duke? Retrace to 25. No way. Get out of here. I love that you do live streams, then do the premiere. We get you and live in the chat, the news cleaned up. There you go. Yes, you get the best of both worlds. Glad you're enjoying that. So we do the live stream typically every day at 3 p.m. Every once in a while, we have to switch up the time and do it earlier in the morning when I got to take my daughter to school. However, then we do the premiere in the evening, which is the edited version of this live show. We take out all the Q&A and all the interaction, and it's just pure content, straight news. And we premiere that live, and I hang out with you in the chat. It's always lit. That's typically 9 p.m. Eastern. And when we're pumping, we do the pump watch streams, which are always fun as well. So I appreciate all the support, family. Bitcoin will reveal the truth. Amen. Bitcoin is the truth. AVAX, baby, to the moon, says Bangarang. Keith says 69,000. That's a great target. We got to recapture that. Re-enter price discovery mode. That's when things get very lit and exciting. Will says the market cap equals an amount on the exchanges, etc. Someone teach Keith the market cap doesn't equal the amount of money in the asset, says Leron Williams. Will, you're the real deal. Shout out, Will. Streamlabs, appreciate you as well. But anyways, fam, let's kick off our next story of the day as we have a lot to cover. Let's dive into the Bitcoin Halving 2024 and discuss everything related that you need to know. 5 things to watch out for regarding the halving. First and foremost, the first phases, pumps and dumps, whether it's the hype around the upcoming halving or the potential approval of the first spot Bitcoin ETF, or maybe both. The fact is that the Bitcoin price has been on a run for the past few months. Just earlier in the weekend, we tapped a new high of just shy of 45,000. I believe that was 44,750. Quite an impressive number given the fact that the asset started the year around 17,000. So we're up virtually 300x on the year. Not too shabby. I'll take that. And this is a bear year, fam. Let that sink in. Popular analyst Rat Capital indicated there might be retracements in Bitcoin's near future, but they could result in a fantastic return on investment should investors capitalize on them. By relying on historical data, he suggests Bitcoin sees another rally approximately 60 days before the halving, which would mean February, right? Now, this is typically followed by a pre-halving retrace, which takes place around the event. In 2016, Bitcoin dropped by just under 40% and by 20% 4 years later. As Rec points out here, the 5 phases of the Bitcoin halving. Number 1, pre-halving period. And I'm going to actually read this all out to you. Let me open it on X. Approximately 4.5 months remain until the Bitcoin halving in April of 2024, which we all know. Historically, any deeper retraces that occur during this period tend to generate fantastic return on investment for investors in several months after the halving. 2, we have the pre-halving rally, then 60 days before the halving. The pre-halving rally tends to occur, which we can see in the chart in the light blue. In anticipation of the halving, investors buy the hype in an effort to sell the news. Then 3, we have the pre-halving retrace. The pre-halving retrace tends to occur around the halving event itself, which is in the chart in the dark blue circle. In 2016, the pre-halving retrace was 38% deep, and in 2020, it was 20% deep. This pre-halving retrace makes investors question whether the halving was a bullish catalyst on the price after all. Number 4, then we get the reaccumulation. The pre-halving retrace is followed by multi-month reaccumulation, which is in the red. Many investors get shaken out in this stage due to the boredom, impatience, and disappointment with the lack of the major results of their Bitcoin investment in the immediate aftermath of the halving. Then we have what you need to pay attention to, the parabolic uptrend. This is why we hodl, gang. Once Bitcoin breaks out from the reaccumulation area breakout and the parabolic uptrend, which we can see here in the green, it is during this phase Bitcoin experiences accelerated growth on its way to new all-time highs. So send it and let's freaking go. I can't wait. It's about to get lit. And of course, going back here to reaccumulation and the parabolic trend, once the dust settles as the halving is history and the reaccumulation phase is complete, comes the sweetest part, which is the parabolic price increases. And of course, history is no indication of future price movements, so we must keep that in mind. History tends to rhyme, if not repeat. So if we were to rhyme and or repeat, I would be anticipating personally a big run up, and I wouldn't expect the peak of the cycle until the following year after the halving, because we got to do the math. This is going to be my third halving appreciation, because I got started in 2017. Granted, I missed the previous 2016 year halving. I witnessed the parabolic run up the year following in 2017, because when I got my first Bitcoin, it was roughly $1,500. Then by the end of the year, we had a run up to almost 20,000. Pretty impressive returns, especially my first year in crypto. Yes, hence why we relocated to Puerto Rico the following year, because I'm like, oh my God, this is life changing. Can't wait for the next cycle, right? Then 2020 came around, the year of the halving, and then it was the following year, which we broke out and hit all-time highs. November 10th, we hit 69,000, which is the current high. And then I think we're gonna get a repeat of 2024. Bitcoin halving occurs. I think we return to all-time highs. Shout out to Aaron and Nabs. I appreciate you subscribing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. But I don't think it's till the year preceding the halving we hit the cycle peak. Regardless if it's a super cycle, we shall soon see. But I do feel very optimistic that 2024 and 2025 are going to be 2 years you're never going to forget. Let me know your thoughts, fam. And where do you feel the cycle peak will take us? Let me know your thoughts. I'll read them out loud. Yeah, you know what I mean? Mo, what year was it that Max bought? Max bought in 2011. The same year he was talking about it on the Keiser report. He had that infamous, you know what I mean, spot where he's like, yo, Bitcoin is the currency of the resistance. And he shared the Bitcoin millionaires list, and he was very ecstatic about it, and he's been ecstatic ever since. Kies Sentio, I appreciate you. Anyone else in since 2011? That's why we call him the OG, the high priest, because many of us didn't even know that Bitcoin existed. It wasn't even on our radar back then. I never even heard of Bitcoin until 2017. I wish I would have heard about it back then. I should have been listening to the Keiser report before, but I didn't start listening to the Keiser report until 2017. But think of all the people who were tuned in listening to Max, right? Especially at those prices. Good Lord. His stack is up 20 million%. I think that means for every dollar he invested, he's up 20 million. Let that sink in. There's nothing else like it in the history of assets that have appreciated the way Bitcoin has appreciated, from nothing 15 years ago to hitting a high of $69,000 per coin, showing fiat who's the real boss. Google Class C, my Gusta. What up, dinner? I'm with Keith, 500K. Send it. I like it. Bitcoin Live, 30 G's, baby. 2.3 milli. Barack, welcome. Good to see you, family. Until the Black Swan of World War III is announced, you never know. Dog, I said it takes 10 trillion to make a 500K Bitcoin echo chamber. Oh, word. I unfortunately heard of it in 2011. Oh, get out of here. So how did you hear about it? Who were you listening to back then? I unfortunately heard of it in 2011 and didn't pay attention. That's wild. I mined Bitcoin in 2012. Wow, Will, you're an OG, brother. Doing it big. What was the price action in 2012? I'm going to guess somewhere between $10 and $100. I lost 50,000 in 2022. How'd you lose 50 G's, bro? 2 million Bitcoin left on the exchanges, says Jermaine. 7.8 billion people are still to onboard. The next few years are going to be amazing. What a time to be alive. Well said, family. There, we're talking Bitcoin at CNBC when it first came out. I thought it was BS. Wow. I didn't. I am pissed. Jennifer says, I think this is the super cycle, at least 500K, if not higher in 2025. If history repeats, the pre-halving retrace should be between 10 and 15%. Right on, Jennifer. I hope you're correct. I would love to see a half a milli biddy, 100%. $1 plus 20 million%. Oh, it's 200,000. Thanks for the correction there, Wayne. Sadly, I was listening from the UK, but not understanding, but got in at the end of, and very happy I did, 2916. What? You mean 2016, right, fam? I dumped it, unfortunately. Oh, no, you dumped your mine. So how much was your profit after you dumped it from mining it? And how much did it cost to mine a Bitcoin in 2012? I'd love to know. Benny Bronco from the Bronx. I have 50,000 worth of wrapped ETH. Is Bitcoin worth more than my Star Wars cards? I don't know about that. There's Pokemon cards worth millions, for Christ's sake. 50 G's, send it, John. Let's get it. I remember hearing about it in 2010. One of my friends bought some and sold it for beer money. Oh no, you drank the profits? Aaron, what up, brother? Let's go. 50 G's, send it. I built a Doge rig running BTG on it now, says S. Dot. You have any other miners in the building? My favorite FE crypto man in this space. I appreciate you, Mr. Sun. Much love, much respect. I bought Bitcoin in 2013 when it was 90 bucks. Wow, 90 bucks. Lee Walters, well done, brother. That's fantastic. I wish all the alt energy and one of the guys talked about it. It was so early, didn't think it was going anywhere. Wow. I had 3 coins in 2012. Really? Saiba Bullock. What were the 3 coins back then? I know there was Bitcoin. What else existed? I don't think Ether existed at that time. I bought a son a bunch of rare Pokemon. That's what's up. My daughter's into Pokemon cards. She has thousands of them. Loves them. So you will be a guru because when you kicked Guru's butt, you become the guru. There you go, Emilio. Charlie Munger died from sadness. He bought a Coke and burger for his 5,000 BTC 15 years ago. I used to get paid in Bitcoin for dog training. Oh, wow, Jennifer, smart. You still doing dog training? Let me know. Good stuff. But let's dive into our next story of the day. We still got a lot to cover, family. I appreciate all the interaction. Let's discuss the latest from Vaneck. They made some bold predictions. In fact, 15 predictions regarding ETFs and so much other. Vaneck is one of the major asset managers, so let's discuss this. Asset management firm Vaneck published its 15 crypto predictions for next year on Thursday. The first prediction concerns the U.S. economy slipping into a recession and the U.S. SEC approving the spot Bitcoin ETF. Here's what Vaneck had to share on X. The U.S. recession will finally arrive, but so will the first spot Bitcoin ETFs. Over $2.4 billion may flow into the ETFs in the first quarter of 2024 to support the Bitcoin price. Vaneck is among the companies that have filed their application to launch the spot Bitcoin ETF with the SEC. Other applicants which we know are BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, Fidelity Investments, ARK Invest, as well as Bitwise, and many others. There's a total of 13 right now. The second prediction centers on the impending Bitcoin halving 4 months out in April of 2024, anticipating minimal market disruption and post-halving rise of the Bitcoin price action with significant gains for some low-cost miners. And the third prediction, which sees a dramatic surge in the Bitcoin price, quoting them here, Bitcoin will make an all-time high Q4 of 2024, potentially spurred by political events and regulatory shifts following the U.S. presidential election. So there's another catalyst, major U.S. presidential election. Do you think any pro-Bitcoin candidates have the potential to win, including RFK Jr., DeSantis, or Vivek? Please do let me know. The next couple of predictions are about Ethereum. Vaneck predicts that Ether will outperform the major tech stocks in 2024, although it won't flip BTC. However, Ethereum's market dominance will face challenges from other smart contract platforms. Moreover, the implementation of EIP 4844, which is proto-dank sharding, which will reduce the transaction fees and improve scalability for layer 2, such as Polygon, Arbitrum, Optimism, amongst others. The sixth prediction states that NFT activity will rebound to an all-time high, with Ethereum leading and Bitcoin gaining traction via the Ordinals protocol, shifting the ETH to Bitcoin NFT issuance ratio to 3-to-1 by the end of the year. There's an interesting prediction. Do you think NFTs will be resurrected? Let me know. And expecting more exchanges, Binance to lose its #1 position for spot trading, and competitors such as OKX, which is up over 100% on the day, fam, Bybit, Coinbase, and BitGet contending for leadership. Vaneck shared its 7th prediction. Coinbase's futures market may exceed $1 billion in daily volume as regulated index inclusion becomes the key. The 8th prediction explains that the market cap of the stables should surpass the previous peak and reach a new high above $200 billion. This growth will be accompanied by the resurgence in the USDC market share, signifying a transition towards increased institutional adoption, particularly with emerging layer 2 chains. The 9th prediction details that the DEXs will hit all-time highs in spot trading market share, driven by fast blockchains like Solana and wallets enabling automated transactions, promoting on-chain trading and self-custody. The 10th prediction, remittances will boost blockchain use, with Bitcoin staking on the Lightning Network offering yield opportunities through new user-friendly staking tools. They also anticipate the emergence of a smash hit blockchain game exceeding 1 million daily players, propelling Immutable X's market cap upwards, with key releases and the Immutable Passport streamlining wallet usage and enabling wider adoption Quite a lot of predictions coming from Vaneck. Here's the 12th one, highlighting Solana is projected to become the top 3 blockchain by market cap. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that. And users potentially surpassing the Chainlink total value secured with its Pyth Oracle as DeFi TVL surges and ETF interest grows. Now, furthermore, the asset manager firm predicts a surge in adoption for decentralized infrastructure networks, which is the 13th prediction. New accounting standards will boost corporate crypto holdings. Coinbase will report layer 2 revenue as the base protocol grows, and by 2025, a major financial entity may launch a quasi-public blockchain with public chain connectivity, the 14th prediction outlines. And the final prediction by Vaneck relates to know your customer compliance. The asset manager shared the following: KYC compliant DeFi apps led by Uniswap will likely surpass non-KYC ones, attracting institutional volume and enhancing the protocol fees, which may boost the Uniswap token value. So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding these big 15 predictions coming from asset manager Vaneck? Let me know and I'll read some more of your comments out loud. Right on Liron says Solana will be number 2 by 2025, probably. Anyone else that bullish on Solana, let me know. I'm calling in all the people who owe me money so I can buy before January. Smart move, fun fact, get your money now. You're not a bank, for Christ's sake. You know what's funny? When you lend someone money, they never go out of their way to pay you back, right? There was a scene in The Bronx Tale. How many remember that movie with Robert De Niro? Chaz Palminteri, he played Sonny. It was a classic film if you haven't seen it. The kid was name was Colagito, and Colagito's like going after this guy who he lent $20, and then Sonny sees it. Sonny's kind of like his mentor, and he's like, why are you chasing that kid? Sonny, I gave him $20. He never paid me back. And then Sonny shared a lesson. He's like, yo, for $20, he's out of your life forever, right? Who cares about the $20? You never have to deal with that mofo ever again. He's like, wow, Sonny, I never thought of it that way. So there you go. Make your collections while you still can. And if they refuse to pay you back, well, there you have it. You get a lesson from Sonny. Doesn't KYC fundamentally for against the whole idea of DeFi? Precisely, CRISPR. I'm anti-KYC. However, it's a requirement by the regulators. So the regulators force all the exchanges to do KYC, but we know KYC is corrupt. You go down that rabbit hole, I don't even want to discuss it on YouTube because of the censorship, but it's for real. De Niro is the bomb. Amen. One of the greatest actors to ever do it. Pacino and De Niro, 100%. Shut up. You keep fooling around. This is the money of their hard work. Stop playing with them. 37 coming. I don't know about 37 Gs. How many months after buying does a public company have to, what does it say? To declare its own Bitcoin? Oh, declare. Maybe every quarter. I think it's every quarter. Bronx Tale was awesome. Yeah, one of my all-time favorites, Bart. A great movie, Bronx Tale. Amen. I love it. We got so many comments coming, I can't even keep up. My favorite thing to remember is that each Bitcoin can be divided in a Satoshi. That's right. One Bitcoin is divided by 100 million sats, fam. Never lend money I expect back or can't afford to lend. Amen, Emilio. Sage advice there as well. I prefer to just give someone money than lend it. You know what I mean? Bitcoin at 357. I say 500,000. Kathy Wood says 1 million. That's right. 1 million. Bring it, Sammy. Classic. Love it, Serge. 100% Jay. Both my favorite too. What's your favorite Pacino movie? There's so many. Let me know. Elliott Wave Procrastinator said, Bitcoin's still in wave B. Okay, we got a lot of ways to rise then, fam. Welcome, Jimbo Jack. Pacino and De Niro. Yes. Y'all remember Heat? They were in the same film together there. What up, John Matrix? Chris Minka, what it do? Satoshi says, Solana, I am bullish. Word up. Sonny was smart. Oh, the guy who played Sonny has his own podcast. I tuned in the other day. It was actually pretty cool. Heat is my favorite. Yeah, Heat is a lit movie. That's a great one. I have been listening and holding for 2 years via Spotify. This is the first time I've seen you live on YouTube. Wow, 2 years of listening to the pod on Spotify, audio only, and your first time on YouTube. I'm honored, family. Thank you, Abel. Appreciate you supporting me. Gotta be Scarface. Amen. Tony Man, I don't kill no children, man. Fuck that. So many classic lines. I think we're consolidating on the support. AVAX over 37. Let's go. I'm just a dude playing a little dude disguised as another dude. Let's go. As of now, there is no leverage in the system. Good luck with dip buying, says Chris Minka. Right on. Thank you, Streamlabs. We appreciate it. Yes, uncensored party after today's live ends on YouTube will all be over on Rumble. Make sure we're going to be doing a JV React session. It's always lit. Bitcoin can go to 80,000 max, then it's over. Why do you say that? And what do you mean by over? Like, what does that mean? I think XRP will pump today, says Jimbo Jack. Chris, check the open interest for yourself if you're looking for the dips. Word, appreciate the insights. But anyways, fam, let's get to our next story of the day. Still got a few more things to share with you. Next, let's discuss this visa. We call it the Freedom Visa for El Salvador. They just announced this more recently. I want to give you all the insights as well as a hack on how to take advantage of this without having to pay the $1 million. So listen to JV, listen up if you're looking to relocate to El Salvador. Check this out. This was breaking news. El Salvador launches the new Freedom Visa for high net worth individuals who can pay $1 million in Bitcoin or USD. Now, El Salvador launched this Freedom Visa program. As we know, the Central American country officially launched the Citizenship by Investment program on Thursday, noting that 1,000 individuals, which is their goal, would be selected for the visa, which offers an accelerated path towards El Salvadoran citizenship. Applicants can begin the process by paying $999 worth of Bitcoin or USDT as the app fee, which is non-refundable but counts towards their overall contribution if they are picked for the visa. Candidates who are selected will have to give the Salvadoran government a total of $1 million in Bitcoin or USDT. So this is a way for them to raise $1 billion. The program's website refers to this money as an investment, which will be used to build an entirely new economy and better future in Bitcoin country, El Salvador. The $1 million fee is 10 times the size of several similar citizenship by investment programs in the region, including ones offered by the Caribbean countries of Antigua, Barbuda, Dominica, or St. Lucia. However, don't forget there's also Puerto Rico. There's a reason I'm here, fam, and if you're interested in that, let me know. Salvadoran President Bukele has long been a vocal advocate for Bitcoin. They own more than 130 million worth of Bitcoin, and they also made Bitcoin legal tender. They're the first ones to do so. Bukele says the country has no intention of selling its Bitcoin despite the Bitcoin price rises this year. We are fully aware that the price will continue to fluctuate in the future. This doesn't affect our long-term strategy. And I actually want to read you this post by Nayib Bukele regarding their investment, but I first want to share some tweets. Get a Freedom Visa. Experience economic liberty and a Bitcoin lifestyle. Participate in the cultural and national rebirth and enjoy the abundance of El Salvador's nature, volcanoes, surf, exotic wildlife, and stunning vistas. A beautiful place. Just look at that. Looks like heaven on earth, if you're to ask me. And check out these other tweets. Thank you for your interest in the Freedom Visa. This is a citizenship by donation for $1 million for you and your fam. There is no residency requirement. That's pretty cool. And the nationalization process is within 3 months. Donations can be paid in Bitcoin. Now for some life hacks. First and foremost, Max says he has 153 people who signed up already. That's $153 million worth of donations for Bukele and El Salvador. Pretty epic. He also shares, such is the enthusiasm for the President Bukele. I just got asked from a guy applying for the Freedom Visa for $1 million if it was okay to add an extra $4 million on top to make it a total of $5 million just because he thinks Bukele is humanity's last hope. It just goes to show you the sentiment of the people and how much they want to support Bukele on this mission. Now, here's the life hack. Listen up if you don't have $1 million. Here's a life hack, quoting Max. Move here to El Salvador. Get the 1-year visa for $90. Live here for 5 years. Get the citizenship and live in an incredible country that's benefiting from, you already know. So there you have it. If you don't have $1 million to invest and become a citizenship, Max just shared a life hack where you can do the same thing for $90. Sounds like a no-brainer if you're to ask me. So if you're contemplating relocating to El Salvador, reach out to Max Keiser and he'll show you the ropes. He's been helping people. He's like the ambassador. He's trying to bring more people to the land of the free, the Ark, with Bukele, which is El Salvador. Now for Bukele's tweet he shared, I believe, about a week ago. El Salvador's Bitcoin investments are in the black. Amen. After literally thousands of articles and hit pieces that ridiculed our supposed losses, all of which were calculated based on Bitcoin's market price at the time, referring to the IMF and all the other mainstream fudsters. Now, with the current Bitcoin market price, if we sell our Bitcoin, we would not only recover 100% of our investment, but also make a profit of, I think that is $3.6 million at the moment he wrote this. Of course, we have no intention of selling. That has never been our objective. We're fully aware that the price will continue to fluctuate in the future. This doesn't affect our long-term strategy, but nonetheless, it is important that the naysayers and the authors of those hit pieces take back their statements. The responsible thing to do would be for them to issue retractions, offer apologies, or at the very least, acknowledge that El Salvador is now yielding a profit, just as they reportedly reported that we were during incurring losses. If they consider themselves true journalists, they should report this new reality with the same intensity they reported the previous one. We will see. Stay tuned. And there you have it, showing you their investment in the black. So it paid off. So congratulations to El Salvador and all their beautiful people. I think they're going to have a hell of a run in the next 2 years and be in massive profit, to say the least. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know your thoughts surrounding the Freedom Visa, relocating to El Salvador, and tapping into some potential Bitcoin city. Let me know, fam. Vote blue and you'll be signing the Blues Trump. Will make America great again 2024. He will make our wallet fat again. He'll be the winner and go vote like your life matters, because we are tired of being broke. Well, the last election, I'm sorry to say, but apparently our voting did not matter, because clearly Trump won that. And they gave it to Biden. And if they did that before, it just shows you that the entire voting system is corrupt, unfortunately. So, you know, I like to be optimistic, but it's corrupt as all hell, unfortunately. Do you believe that the ETF will pump the price? And if so, how much do you think it's going to pump it? 100%. I look at it as the icing on the cake. Bitcoin doesn't need the ETF. The ETF needs Bitcoin. BlackRock needs Bitcoin. They're looking to adopt it because of the massive demand from their customers. But even if there was no ETF approval, say worst case scenario, black swan occurs, Gary comes up with a new excuse not to approve it, like he has been doing the whole time since he has been the chairman of the SEC. Well, just the halving alone is going to take us into a new price discovery mode, surpassing 69,000, eclipsing six figures. I think the ETF will be the icing on the cake, adding fuel to the fire, helping us usher in a super cycle, a double top, and more bullish scenario than we were initially anticipating. What's the price targets I mentioned earlier? I can see anywhere for the cycle peak from 222,000 to 500,000. My bear scenario would be 222,000. Bring Facts has been calling this here on the channel for a while. And my bullish scenario with a super cycle could be as high as 500,000 per coin. But let me know your thoughts, fam. I want to see what you guys have to say. AZ is just talking about hope without reality, believing his words. He probably got caught in a short position back at 37, says Mark. Thank you, Flash Gordon, the fastest to ever do it. You're a legend. Appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. 2024 will be a nice year. Buy up until then. Yeah, get it? The window is fastly closing. We only got another 21 days left. Speaking of 21, there's 21 million Bitcoin that could ever be in existence. Take advantage of these final 3 weeks of 2023. We'll never be able to go back in time and revisit at these prices, family. 46 to 48 this week. Send it, Mark. I love that. Let's go. Jennifer, welcome, welcome. Satoshi, 472. I like it. I dig 472 by October 2025. Right on. By Bitcoin's next birthday, we know is on Halloween. 500,000. Let's go. Send it. I was longing. I just closed. I have experienced 6 years in it, says AZ. 120K plus. I have no target, says Will, after he mentions a target. I love it. Everyone seems on drugs here. What are you talking about, big dog? Casey says, let's freaking go. Congrats, El Salvador, says Mo. Bring Facts knows. There you go, Helen. Appreciate y'all. But anyways, let's dive into our next story of the day. We discussed the latest with El Salvador. Our next two stories, we're going to be discussing a $200,000 target by the macro guru. He's going to share with us 3 bullish scenarios which can play out. I just shared with you my bullish scenarios, and happy Kwanzaa to everyone out there as well. And 375,000, Max says, is the implied hash adjusted price of the King Crypto. So we're also going to be sharing the latest from Max Keiser. But first, here's the latest from the macro guru, Raul Powell. Macro guru, Real Vision CEO Raul Powell is laying out 3 possible scenarios for Bitcoin's next run. Here we go. In an interview he just shared, the ex-Goldman Sachs executive. Now, interesting, we also had the chairman of the SEC is also ex-Goldman Sachs, Mr. Gensler. He says that the most likely scenario for Bitcoin is a traditional cycle where Bitcoin rallies somewhere between $100,000 and $200,000 per coin. Quoting him here, I am obviously very bullish. I have got 3 outcomes in my head that I am juggling with. The 60% probability is we have kind of a very traditional cycle that pushes Bitcoin up to the $100,000 to $200,000 range, and all the other assets accordingly where they are on the risk curve. Powell goes on to say the second scenario, which he believes has a 20% chance of unfolding, we see massive influx of money into the digital asset industry, triggering a bigger than expected bull run. As he shares here, there's a 20% chance this early start is signifying something much bigger, which is larger adoption and more capital into the space, which leads to larger prices than people expect. People are quite scared because the last cycle seemed shorter than most people expected. Everyone thought there was another final leg higher. That never really happened. But maybe this time the shock is for excess returns beyond expectations. Now, logically, if he's saying it can blow past 200,000 and he gives this a 20% probability, I think he's hinting at a super cycle where we can obviously clear 200 easy, maybe go up as high as 400. In the third scenario, Powell says the asset class could see a front-loaded cycle that is even shorter than the last, as he shares here. The other side that I grapple with is, well, that's the whole cycle's front-loaded, and in fact, it is shorter, but more violent in 2024. So those are the three scenarios I am juggling around in my head. Let me know if you agree or disagree with these bullish predictions from the macro guru, and do you think we're most likely to land somewhere between 100 and 200,000 as the top in 2024? Or do you think the 20% scenario or the third scenario may play out and we can rise above everyone's expectations? Let me know your honest thoughts. I'm going to read some more of those out loud before we dive into our final feature story of the day. And welcome everyone just tuning into the live. Don't forget to smash the like, show your support, subscribe to the channel, get your on-screen shout out, and let's get this baby lit. I agree with Knoxville. I think 200,000 for a cycle peak is bearish, but I do think 200,000 for 2024 is bullish, because I'm thinking we hit multiple six figures in 2025, the year preceding the halving. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Everyone in the space knows where Bitcoin is going. We're talking billionaires, BlackRock, Fidelity, amen. 100%. No one here is listening in a solo way. You know what I mean? We aren't bullish enough. There you go. In 2021, we saw a different cycle. There were two tops, unlike 2013, 2017. Could this cycle top? Man, the comments are coming fast. Keep them coming. I'm going to try to keep up. The cycle be a front-loaded cycle with the price pumps way before the 2025 marker, where most are thinking. Very probable. You already know. Darius, welcome, family. When do you think we'll be able to use our crypto as leverage? What do you mean by that? Use it as leverage. You mean to borrow against it? Let me know if you mean that. Correction, he said traditional cycle. The bull would be 2024, 2025. So 100 to 200 would be in 2025. I was thinking 200,000 in 2025. JB says Nipsey hid his cute little head under the blanket. Love him. Yeah, Nipsey's the man. The official mascot. These people have lost their minds. 500,000 is the least that will achieve this cycle. 100,000, 200,000 in 2024. I love your bullishness, Jennifer. You come to the right channel. You're speaking my language. Yeah. So what up? Mark says the price doesn't always need to pull back. It can just correct in time, not the price itself. Wouldn't be surprised if it keeps climbing up and up. New whales are entering who don't care for any TA, aka astrology for men. You can now do that, use Bitcoin as leverage. Yeah, you could use it as leverage. You can use decentralized protocols such as Aave, a decentralized protocol where you can borrow against your Bitcoins. That's why I asked. Scarface my race. Let's go. If you had 30,000 right now, would you buy all Bitcoin or ETH? I would buy all Bitcoin. That's just me. I'm trying to move away from ETH as best I can. I capitulated the majority of my ETH stash last year into Bitcoin. I had a feeling Bitcoin was going to outpace Ether, and I felt Ether was just too risky for me to hold on to. I still got a small position, but the majority is now all in Bitcoin. When will be the top for Bitcoin? Which year? It could be 2024. I'm thinking 2025. If history is to rhyme, it'd be 2025. Because every previous cycle is the year preceding the halving, we hit the peak. So unless things change, I'm sticking with 2025. How much in 2033? It's a good question. Wow. That would be a few more halvings away, because we're going to have a halving in 4 months, 2024. We're going to have a halving in 2028. We're going to have a halving in 2032. So multiple seven figures, I'd like to say, because I think by 2028 to 2030, we can realistically see a $1 million Bitcoin price action. But let me know your thoughts, crypto fam. I appreciate that. 99% of the people on this planet will never own one Bitcoin. Fact. There's not enough to go around, family. We have 8 billion people on this mofo. You know what I mean? 50-50. 50% Bitcoin for the hodl, 50% Bitcoin miners for the swing trades for the cycle. What up, Jeffrey? How can you prove Bitcoin address is yours without showing your private key or moving it somewhere? Why do you need to prove it's yours? Like, to whom? That's a question I have for you. Why are you trying to prove that? Name an altcoin you have. Now, another thing that's cool with the Bitcoin wallets, like on Trezor, every time you receive, you'll get a new address. So you can set it up that way. So every time you receive, you get a new address, because if someone has your address, they can see how much Bitcoin you have in your wallet. So it's smart practice to use a different address for every transaction. You know what I mean? BlackRock is the American economy. Yeah, BlackRock is the American government. 1 milli Bitcoin, I'm still buying. Right on. I'll be dead before it reaches 1 million. Don't say that, Roger. You'd be surprised how fast we hit 1 milli. So hang in there, brother. Anyways, fam, let's now kick it off with our featured story of the day and discuss Max Keiser's prediction of the Bitcoin price hitting 375,000, which is the implied hash rate adjusted price, according to the high priest himself. So let's break down the latest from Max Keiser. As you can see the headline, Bitcoin maxing advisor to El Salvador's president, Bukele, Max Keiser predicts that the Bitcoin price will hit $375,000 per coin. And we know he is up 20 million% profit on his stash. He accumulated a Bitcoin since 2011. So here's the deal. He noted that the price of Bitcoin has been trailing behind the increase in the hash rate, which continues to break new all-time highs. The hash rate is ultimately the difficulty adjustment. And concurrently, he suggested that the targeting and takedown of competitor Binance CEO, CZ, were orchestrated, let me know if you agree with that, by the major Wall Street players, aka BlackRock. Keiser believes that the current surge in price is aligning with the implied hash adjusted price of $375,000 per coin. The anticipation expressed by the Bitcoin enthusiast, Max Keiser, aligns with the sentiment of Galaxy Digital CEO, who envisions Bitcoin reaching the previous highs of 69,000 upon the ETF approval. That's Mike Novogratz. He further anticipates a substantial influx of billions of dollars into the ETF industry within the initial year of Bitcoin's ETF trading. Novogratz also recently came out and shared he believes that the Bitcoin price will hit $500,000 per coin. This is pretty bullish. Now, Max has also hinted at a God candle, which I've been covering for the past week on the channel. So I didn't want to make that the core focus of today's show, but he has been saying we can see a $100,000 surge in the Bitcoin price in a single uptick. We renamed that the Keiser candle because typically the God candle is only 10,000, just FYI. Keiser suggests that the unfolding of this God candle scenario will be nothing short of shocking for the global audience. Now, in crypto, the God candle is typically characterized by a $10,000 increase, hence why we've been now calling it the Keiser candle. Here's the initial tweet. A 100,000 God candle is in play, a 100,000 uptick of the Bitcoin price. This will literally shock the world, and the Bitcoin singularity will be upon us. And he's ultimately saying that the nation of Qatar is sitting on a $500 billion, which is $500 billion, and they're looking to convert that into Bitcoin, which would clearly be massive. And reading this tweet out loud here, the Bitcoin price was lagging behind the rise in the hash rate while the competitor CZ and Binance was being targeted and then taken out and taken down at the behest of the large Wall Street players. The price rise now is catching up to the implied hash adjusted price of $375,000 per coin. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment from the high priest. Now, additionally, Keiser also flexed the massive profits that he has been witnessing currently on his Bitcoin stash. Keiser emphasized he has been maintaining a Bitcoin holding since 2011, recognizing the immense latent potential of Bitcoin to revolutionize the world. He initiated his Bitcoin purchase 3 years after the creation of the first Bitcoin block and 1 year following the public disappearance of Bitcoin's creator. Can Max be Satoshi? What are your thoughts? Now, Keiser tweeted that Bitcoin holdings have seen a remarkable increase of 20 million% since 2011. Christ's sake. Wow. I am up 20 million% since 2011 with my Bitcoin, as he shared on December 4th, about a week ago. This was because someone was flexing, saying, why do some Bitcoiners act like spoiled brats about gold? And with Mad Max being the worst offended, I'm up 50% of my junior gold mining stock. So Max is like, come on, guy. 50%. I'm up 20 million%, big dog. Let that one sink in. And although he has not officially disclosed the specific amount of Bitcoin he possesses, I'd love to know, how much Bitcoin do you think he's holding? According to Alex Jones, when he was on his show recently, Alex is like, Max, I know you're sitting on over 1 million Bitcoin. That would mean he owns as much Bitcoin as Satoshi himself, as Satoshi's wallets are estimated to be at 1.1 million Bitcoin. So do you think that Max can potentially be Satoshi, or holding as much Bitcoin or potentially more as Satoshi? Let me know your thoughts. And FYI, Max announced just the other day on X he's going to be returning to the Alex Jones show. I'm looking forward to that episode. I'll be keeping you in the loop. Now, nevertheless, it is evident that, like many early Bitcoin adopters, Keiser has amassed a significant Bitcoin portfolio and emerged as an outspoken Bitcoin maxi. Over the years, we call him the most toxic Bitcoin maxi ever. Shout out to Robbie P. Epic track, by the way. Bitcoin experienced a remarkable surge of over 60% just since mid-October. That was when Mr. Jim Cramer said, Mr. Bitcoin's going down. Yeah, take that, inverse Cramer. Fueled by speculation about the SEC's potential approval of the ETF apps from major players like BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager. And as of Wednesday, we just hit, actually just the other day, I would say it was yesterday or the day before, we just hit 44,750. So we're on the cusp of reclaiming 45,000. In November, the combined trading volume for both the spot and derivatives on centralized exchanges witnessed substantial 40.7% increase, reaching 3.61 trillion. This figure represents the highest total combined volume since March, according to data from the researchers CC Data. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Right now, there's roughly $25 trillion in assets under management, just collectively from the 13 asset managers that currently have their application for the spot ETF to be approved by the SEC. How much of that 25 trillion is likely to be ushered into the king crypto once Bitcoin is recognized as an asset class, which will be officially when the ETF gets the approval. Now run the math, and here's some food for thought. BlackRock last year in 2022, they published a study, and in the study they said the recommended portfolio allocation from BlackRock is 84.9% into Bitcoin, roughly 85%. So they're recommending that people allocate 85% of their portfolio into BTC. What's your thoughts on that? And what if they actually did what they said they recommended? What would that take us? Holy moly. And imagine, because they're the largest asset manager, so whatever they do, everyone in the world is watching, and the other asset managers are likely to do the same. They're the one that started this domino effect. Bitcoin game theory in full effect right now. What if instead of 1% into Bitcoin, these asset managers like, yo, let's start with 10%. Let's get to 85. We know BlackRock's going to trend towards 85. Clearly, there's not enough Bitcoin in the exchanges. Clearly, there's going to be a supply shock, but this is beautiful. This is game theory. We also have nation states. Max, I've been sharing all throughout the week. He says countries such as Russia, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Iran are all looking to do business in Bitcoin. And he said Qatar can usher in the 100,000 Keiser candle, taking us to 150,000 in a single uptick. Could you imagine that? What are your thoughts, fam? Now let's kick it off. I'm going to read as many of your comments out loud as I can. Looks like we're about to reclaim 44, baby. We're breaking out. You already know, every time we go live, it's like clockwork. That's how we do it here. Smash the like if you're gaining value. If you're not gaining value, then still smash the like and support your boy right here. I'm here each and every day for you guys. BlackRock invests in just about everything. Not every stock goes up. Yes, I heard a statistic from Patrick Bet-David on his pod. He says BlackRock has their hands in over 80% of the companies in the S&P 500. That means virtually over 80% of the major companies in the United States, BlackRock owns a piece of it. They own a piece of MicroStrategy, believe it or not, Michael Saylor's company that holds 174,000 BTC plus. They own a major portion of Standard Chartered Bank, who is also very bullish on Bitcoin, predicting 120,000 next year. Autobahn, Curver, appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily pod. They own virtually everything. A major owner of Pfizer, anything they own. So it's kind of crazy. You're the man, says Gary. I appreciate you, fam. CME opens in a few hours. Let's go. Are there any CME future gaps around these prices? Let me know. That's likely where we're starting to pump. Yeah, I do use leverage, says Jeffrey. But the leverage we're speaking on loan-wise is topic everyone is saying is inevitable for Bitcoin. Even Saylor speaks it. So I know something is there, but I don't get it. I gotcha. BlackRock has been studying MicroStrategy. Yeah, if they're smart, And of course, BlackRock smart. They got all the money in the world. Money is no thing. They're sitting on 10 trillion for Christ's sake. And with this Bitcoin adoption, they're probably looking to 10x that number to 100 trillion. You know what I mean? Over the next course of the few years. They're in it for the money. MicroStrategy, and power and control too. Can't forget that one. MicroStrategy is better to own than the ETF. Agreed. Because with the ETF, you end up paying 100 basis points per year, according to Saylor. It ends up being 20% of the lifetime of your investment. So imagine investing in an ETF, you're going to pay them 20% of your investment over the lifetime. That's the unfortunate part there. But for plebs, we don't need ETF. We want the ETF to be approved for mass adoption. This is for the major asset managers. You guys don't need ETF. You know what I mean? The industry needs it because the industry's trillions want to come into Bitcoin. But as an investor, I still suggest self-custody. Now, MicroStrategy has major advantages over the ETF, which I cover here in the show quite often from Michael Saylor. Shout out to the Giga Chad. You know what I mean? Emilio, what is that? Cinemation, the difference is Bitcoin is infinite. And the wealthy love scarce assets. Yeah, like Ricardo Salinas, third richest man in Mexico. I own a home in the Hamptons. I own a Bitcoin. There you go. Oh, it's a bragging right. I was going to say congratulations, big dog. I know those mansions in the Hamptons are very expensive. Yeah, let's go. When crypto is fully adopted, you will actually be able to utilize its value as collateral. It's like putting up your house. 100%. Bitcoin is pristine collateral. It's perfect collateral. All of them are going to want it as collateral. Guaranteed. Yeah. Michael Saylor hired these YouTubers? I think not, brother. Nice try. I'm not paid for by anybody. No one pays me. Except Google. I get a check for ad revenue. But so... this is my true thoughts, and what I share, I choose to share. I'm not influenced over by anybody, just FYI. I'm not bought. I bet you a lot of the YouTubers are bought, especially those pumping a lot of the ish coins. You know what I mean? Yeah, subscribe to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod if you're getting value out of today's show. I greatly appreciate that, family. Jennifer says, contract trading is great if you are wise. I lost a few thousand in contract trading, but 100x, extremely tempting. Are you talking about trading with leverage on that, fam? I'm not too familiar with contract trading. It's a new term to me. The Bitcoin lifestyle. Amen, John Matrix. You know how we do. Get those biddies. My internet's connecting to acting like Puerto Rico. You got jokes, Silas. What it do, fam? Yeah, your comments are actually hilarious. Darren says, we like Michael Saylor just like people like Elon Musk or Michael Jordan. We don't have to be paid to pump the crypto news alert. There you go. None of us here are paid. That's fact. 44,000 we just recaptured. We're back in the green. Bitcoin looking to make a move. Hopefully it's to the north. We're only $750 from the top for the year. No one talk about how the process of collateral will work, though. I can break it down for you because I purchased my house using Bitcoin as collateral back when BlockFi existed. So let's just hypothetically say my house was $1 million. It wasn't $1 million, but let's just hypothetically say it was $1 million for the sake of easy numbers. You give them $2 million worth of Bitcoin as collateral. They give you the cash within 24 hours, and then you can go purchase your home. You own your home, and there you go. Now you have to pay back that loan, and if you don't pay it back, they keep your collateral. That's the leverage they have over you. Once you pay back your loan, you get your collateral back. Very simple concept. All the major banks are going to allow this very soon, I believe, once we get the ETF approval. JV is the real deal, says Emilio. Thanks, fam. Can you drop another reaching 45, or is it actually going to keep on going? I mean, I think 46 is the next logical target once we break the 44.7-ish mark. Dutch Hodler, welcome, fam. Keith, you can tell he is not bought. No one bought would admit they think the moon landing was fake. Exactly. There's a lot of things, if you can read between the lines, you know I'm the real deal. Because all the major influencers, you already know. You already know. Jennifer, to the moon, let's go. Legislation needs to be in place, says you're new. Amen. How many $1 million needed to buy the rest of the Bitcoins? It's a good question. First and foremost, how many Bitcoin are on the exchanges? Some say there's 2 million. I know it fluctuates by the day. So run the math. What is 2 million Bitcoins? Let's hypothetically say there's 2 million on the exchanges available for buying right now. 2 million times 44,000. Where does that take us? Top G JV. Shout out to the real Top Gs, Andrew and Tristan. I am huge fans. The Tate Broskis. Crypto calls leverage trading ups and downs. Oh yeah. Next move 52. Bring it. I'm down for that. Yeah, he real. Thank you, Keith. I wouldn't trust a bank to hold much of my Bitcoin for long. Imagine how hard giving back Bitcoin after 10, 20, 30 years would be. Right. Now, I don't think like a lot of the borrowing off of Bitcoin as an asset, they didn't have 30-year terms like mortgages, just FYI. I don't remember what the term was with BlockFi, but it was a very short time. It was maybe 1 year or something like that. So if you borrow, you got to make sure you can pay it back. Because the worst case scenario, you end up losing all of your collateral. And I was close. There was a margin trade. When I took my loan, Bitcoin was at $40,000. I didn't expect us to drop to 15. No clue. We just dropped from 69 to 40. I said, wow, we can't go any lower from here. Now's a great time to get a Bitcoin back loan and buy my house. And I took advantage of it. And then we dropped to 30,000. I got an email, margin call. If you don't add more collateral, you're going to be liquidated. And then I had to make a call. And I'm like, whoa, Bitcoin just dropped from 40 to 30. If we hit 25, I get liquidated and lose everything. I'll always have the house because I just paid for it, but I may lose all my collateral, which is the last thing I would want to happen. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made the transaction. So I had to think, wow, can I pay off this loan? Could I add collateral? Will I be able to sustain adding more collateral? What if we keep dropping down? What if 25 isn't the bottom? What if we drop to 20 and I don't have extra collateral to add? Then what do we do? You know what I mean? So I had to make a decision, and I'm very fortunate and blessed. I decided instead of adding more collateral, I decided to pay off the loan. I figured out a way, paid it off, got all my Bitcoin as collateral back, and now I own my house free and clear. But it could have worked against me. So you got to do, if you do ever borrow against your Bitcoin, you got to do it with great responsibility and make sure you're able to pay it back. Michael Saylor the same way. Like, he borrowed money at a very low interest rate. The market crashed. People are like, Saylor's going to get liquidated, but Saylor's too smart. He had the money to pay off the loan if worse came to worse. So if you don't have the money and you're taking a lot of risk, you can get hurt. So you got to keep all that in mind. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real. 2 million Bitcoin at 44,000 equals, is that 88 billion, family? Wow. So 88 billion, BlackRock can buy every Bitcoin available. However, they're not going to get it for these prices. Some people are selling higher, so, but ballpark. Good story, JV, and very valuable lesson in the volatility risk of Bitcoin, including with banks going forward. For real, because if you guys don't consider the downside, you could lose everything. So it's not always sunshine and rainbows. The market doesn't always do what you expect it to do. Like, I would have never guessed Bitcoin would have dropped to 15,000 when we were 69. You know what I mean? Like, who would have thunk? Quite the correction. That sounds stressful? It was. It was a very stressful time. I ended up only having the loan for a month and a half. So in hindsight, if I could go back, I would have just purchased my house with the Bitcoin and not did a Bitcoin back loan, because I would have spent less Bitcoin. Because when I paid off the loan, Bitcoin was down to 30. So I had to use extra Bitcoin to pay off the house, or at least the price of Bitcoin at that time, if that makes sense. But it was very stressful. I'm very grateful. I had good people around me suggesting to just pay that thing off, JV. You know what I mean? It's not worth the risk. It's not worth losing all your Bitcoin as collateral. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful. Cash is down 97% in the last 100 years. And cash will be down another 99.9% against Bitcoin, according to Michael Saylor. The death of the dollar incoming, CBDC rollout, you already know, fam. It only takes 88 billion. We might be severely underestimating the prices. Do you guys want to see the charts for a few minutes? I actually can pull that up for you guys. I actually have TradingView here. Just give me a second. Let's pull up the charts and see what's popping right now. This is how we do it on the pump watch. You can see the chart here. This is the 3-minute chart. We got all of our indicators. On the bottom, you're looking at the RSI, which is the relative strength index. This is real time right now. You can see the candles being printed. We can switch it up as well. We can look at the 1-minute chart. Let me auto scale that for you guys so you can see. This is the 1-minute chart, and it's kind of pretty lit. We could even do a 1-second chart now because I have the premier TradingView account. And now we can see targets. We have a target to the downside right now at 43,906. On the bottom is the RSI. And then we're looking at different indicators. We have the Elliott wave theory. We have the Fibonacci. We have the all chart patterns as well, so you can kind of see what's popping. But when we're doing these pump watches, this is what we're looking at. It's quite entertaining. It's fun. It's interactive. So I invite you guys to join us, especially when we're breaking out. We can talk our ish and hang out. Just never go to sleep again, and Bitcoin will keep pumping for the fam. Yeah, I wish I can do that. Can you clone JV already? Who do we got to call? Elon. Yo, make a JV clone. No, thank you. I'm just playing. Don't clone me. There's enough clone people on this planet. A topic for another day. What up, Victor? Appreciate you. You guys like looking at the charts? Let me know. If there's a specific time frame of the chart you want to look at, we can. This is the 1 second. We could look at the 4 hour is always lit. This is the 4 hour chart. And the blue line, the purple line, and the orange line are the moving averages. The blue being the long, the purple being the mid, and the orange being the short. And then above, you see these green levels. Those are the Bollinger Bands, which we have turned on right now, just so you understand what you're looking at. This is the 4 hour chart on Coinbase. We got Bitcoin hovering at around 44,000 at the time of this particular live. JV talking about his auto scale knowledge. Hey! It's been a long journey, brother. Any patterns? What's the next move? Well, let's zoom out some more. This is the 4 hour. Let's look at the daily. I'm now a TradingView expert after a few 12-hour pump streams. There's a bullish pennant, and there's a target up here near the Elliott wave 5 at 52,000, 49,433 to be exact. Can you see that on your screen? Let me know. You see the bullish pennant form, and then the target roughly at 50 Gs. So this is on the daily chart. Now we can do TA in real time. If you're excited about that, let me know. We keep enhancing the channel each and every day. Want to look at the 1 week to get a weekly perspective? We'll zoom out some here. There we go. You can see how many green candles for the weekly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 2 months of straight bullishness. Good Lord. So this fourth quarter has been pretty lit, to say the least. But let's take us back. Let's go to the 5 second. Just to see where we're at. We have a target right below, currently sitting at 43,912. There was a right shoulder a little earlier. 5 second chart's just entertaining, really. Probably not a chart you're going to trade from, but just to get some action, Jackson. 200K, 200X since 28 Gs, baby. Let's get it. STE. Casey, I forgot my keys. Welcome to the club, big dog. What's the name of the TA indicators? The one that we put up, all chart patterns is the indicator I'm using. Elliott wave, absolute, Fibonacci, and what else? We got Bollinger Bands. Oh, Bollinger Bands is off. Let me turn that on. Whoa. So much stuff going on. I don't know if you can see that in this frame, so let me turn that back off. Minimize that, baby. There we go. But quite a few indicators, because now that we got the premier paid version of TradingView, you can have unlimited indicators. So pretty cool. Let's go to the minute. 1 minute's is more chill to look at. You can see here. That 5, the 4, the 3, that's Elliott wave in the blue. And then you're looking at the Bollinger Bands, which are the green looking lines that are above. Just because they clone you doesn't mean the clone will have the key location, the key's location. Good point. That'd be kind of funny. But anyways, fam, we're going to wrap up on YouTube, or we're going to continue with the uncensored version of the show over on Rumble. And you already know, I even got a clip lined up when we start the Rumble show, and I just want to give you a glimpse of what's coming. So I might play that here even on YouTube. Let's see if I can find it. You ready? You ready for this?
Warren Buffett said, he said,
oh, wrong clip. Where are we at? I know I put that baby in here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let's try that again.
For the heavyweight championship of the world, are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you guys ready for Rumble?
For the thousands in attendance
Thousands.
and the millions watching around the world.
Millions tuned into this podcast right now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gents.
let's get ready to rumble!
You already know, fam, each and every day we stream simultaneous on YouTube and Rumble. So head on over to Rumble right now. We're going to end the YouTube stream. I appreciate each and every one of you. But now it's time for the uncensored version of the show and a live JV Reacts session. Deuces. YouTube, I am out. Head on over to Rumble and I'll see you shortly, family. Much love. Appreciate you.